Good afternoon, everyone, or wherever you may be, whether it's morning or afternoon. It's noon here. I had to change computers because it would not work on the one in my office. So I'm using the one in the family room, hence the reason all the different stuff in the background. Anyhow, today I thought I'd talk a little bit about um, stress and how crystals can work with you to help with that. Also, drink a lot of water. That clears your system of toxins and stuff. Sorry, I don't usually sit in this chair. This chair is not as comfortable as my other one. And everything I do is for entertainment purposes only. Um, I just figure with all the stress we're going through, especially here in the States with the political garbage going on, and yes, I'm more left leaning than right leaning. And so if you're a MAGA, this may not be the channel for you, but I try to stay away from politics as much as possible. Um, Also, if you're feeling a little stressed and you want to do something for your body, I use body armor. No, I don't endorse, whatever products, but this is what I use. I'm not a Gatorade person. This one is better for me. It's made with coconut water. Also, for stress, you'll notice I'm going to be looking back and forth because of the fact that I also use oils. If you have a migraine, I swear by peppermint oil on your temples and in the back of your neck. That'll help with migraines. Eucalyptus, great in the shower for when you are a little congested, but also brings me a little peace. And of course, lavender. Lavender is great for reducing stress and helping you sleep at night. Also, I'm going to talk a little bit about um, this book here, The Emotional Code book by Bradley Nelson. In it, and you can tell where I've got my paperwork, there is a section in here on what we call, sorry, they putting something up on my computer, what they call the sway test, muscle testing. Kinesiology uses it. Um, I use it for when I want to see if something is good for me or not good for me. Like, I'll take this. Well, first, I'll hold my hands to my chest. And when you're standing, because then you'll get the sway, um, I'll say my name. If I get a sway to the front, that's yes, because that's what my name is. And if I get a sway to the back, that's my no. But if you get it opposite, then that would be your yeses and your nos. Um, Muscle testing is great. You can use it on prescriptions to see if you're supposed to be taking something or not. That's one of the reasons I found out that everything doctors were giving me last year that was making me so sick had gluten in it, even though it said it did not have gluten in it. And when you have celiac disease, you're being poisoned when they give you the wrong stuff. And that's how I felt. I felt like I was being poisoned. I honestly felt like I was on my deathbed. So, and now I feel great. Got rid of those two doctors. And sometimes you have to be your own advocate when it comes to your health and different things. If you don't stick up for you, nobody else is going to. So try to remember to do that. And the other thing I use is the Crystal Bible by Judy Hall. The little blue sheets are all different ones for stress and calming. Now, I have not uh, marked all of them because there was about 50 of them, and I only took about 10. Like aquamarine, that's calming. Sapphire, that's calming. And Tiger's Eye works on a lot of different things, including stress. And let me see, what else do I have in here? Tiger's Eye, Amethyst. This one that I marked was Sapphire. And that's why I put these little blue sheets in, so that I could, pay attention to emerald, fluorite, and as I said, aquamarine, and amethyst. These are all great ones. I swear by this book. I know she does have a newer book out. But if you want to do crystal healing, you can also do elixir drinks. Certain crystals are good for doing that. Certain crystals are toxic. So you do have to see which ones are toxic and which ones are not. But you put it in a glass of water and let it set, and then you take the crystal out and then drink the water, which helps with a lot of, whatever your body needs. Also, the other thing is aromatherapy. Along with the Reiki, I include all of this when I do a Reiki session. When I do a reading, I include the aromatherapy and the crystals, because that's just what my spirit guides, and that's how I rock and roll, so to speak. My rings, we've got, boy, is that hard when you're looking at you in here and you're trying to figure out which hand is which. Okay, this is sodalite, and this one is a turquoise. This one is my smoky quartz, and that one is my peridot, because that's my birthstone. And those, I try to wear those all the time. I have sodalite on the earrings, and sometimes if I need extra guidance, I didn't bring my angel book out here, I will go through numbers, because right now, I don't know about any of you guys, but I'm being bombarded with 2 and 3 digit same numbers: 55, 555, 77, 777. And those are all messages from the other side. Right now, the universe is decoding us. Our DNA is changing because of the fact we're going into 5D from 3D. And anybody that doesn't understand that, it's a totally different reality. If you're living in the stress and the drama, you're living in a 3D dimension. If you can stay elevated with your vibration, you can get into 4D, 5D, which is way better for all of us. And you don't have to die to get into that next dimension. But I just, how do I want to put it? You have to be open. You can't be closed-minded. You need to, and there's a lot more other stations out here that are dealing with spiritual stuff. I watch Lee Harris. My mentor, who attuned me into Reiki, has a little talk show that it's her and another woman, and that is Let's Talk, or is it Go Let's Talk? I don't know. Renee Masaccio and Tracy. Oh, I can't think of Tracy's last name. It starts with an M, I think. But I watch that. After this is over and stuff, I'll get the websites and I'll stick it in on the page and stuff so you can find it. But they talk about, different things going on, different energy, different things that they're dealing with. We're all dealing with stuff. It's how you learn to deal with the stuff that is the best. You will find I drink a lot of water, and then I also drink my other drink. But I'm still in the process. I do have better lighting out here today, not as well as my office, because I have a light right over my head, so I shine like a, not too sure. That's not a halo. Oh, and I did change my hair coloring again. This is when I was growing up, this was my hair color. But during COVID, I let it go white. And I kept looking at myself, especially last year with being so sick and stuff. And it was like, no, the white is just making me look friggin' old and sick. So I colored it back. I took it to the auburn last time, and then I put the dark brown on. And it's humid here, so my hair is just one frizz ball. And you're going to find also that's another thing that we're going through. Your hair texture will be changing. Renee said she's always had curly hair. Renee's is going straight. Mine's always been perfectly straight, and now I'm getting frizz and curls. So everything's changing on us, and I would love to see what our DNA honestly shows when we're going through all this. But I thought today I would throw a couple cards from Divine Guidance by Cheryl Lee Harness. For some reason, God has me using her cards a lot lately. I mean, that is like so cool. So, but that's what I'm doing. But just trying to, don't, when you're stressing and stuff, and the problem is a lot of us don't know how to get out of our heads and into our hearts, which means stop letting your brain overthink. Overthinking gets us into more trouble than anything else. Start listening to your gut. When your gut says don't do this or don't do that, then don't do it. That's your spirit guides and God telling you that's not good for you. Always listen to it. If I don't listen to it, I know within 5 minutes I've screwed up. And, it makes it a lot harder on you. Why make things harder when just by breathing, if you need to do deep breaths, you breathe in, hold, and exhale through your mouth. Do that a couple times. It lowers your blood pressure a little. It helps you center yourself. Stay heart-centered. When you lead from love and not fear, you do a lot better. And when I shuffle cards, I'll show you how I shuffle. I shuffle just like you would a deck of cards. I can't do the casino shuffle. That's just, my hands are too small. So I don't do that. And, each one does it differently. So, and God has always had me pick 3. I always work with a Trinity, which is always 3. God gives me messages. He gives them to me in 3, which is always kind of cool. That's how I learned my spirit guide and my guardian angels names. I went into a meditation. In fact, I was at work at the time, which I just asked, because I was manager of a embroidery store, and I just asked for no customers to come in during that short time. And lo and behold, I didn't have a customer. But then afterwards, when I said, okay, now you can let the customers, then I wound up having lots of customers. So, but, they'll come to you. And I asked for confirmation, which I always do. And my main, I do have 2 spirit guides, but the main one is female. She's a shaman, and her name is Running Fawn. And one of the confirmations I saw was 3 running fawns through the field the next day. And it was like, okay, that's my 3, and there's the running fawn. So I knew that my confirmation was right there. And my guardian angel's name is Noel. And it was around Christmas time when I asked. And the first Christmas card I got had Noel on it. And the second Christmas card I got was Noel around it. And the third one was a Christmas gift, which had an angel in the middle with no L on the corner. Noel. So I still have that pillow. That pillow's not going anywhere. It stays on my bed. And that just is confirmation 3 times, on what I heard. So go into meditation. One of these days I'll do a meditation on here for you. And that'll, especially since some people don't know how to meditate, I'll do a 5-minute meditation in the shower, just seeing all the negative go down the drain. That helps me. It keeps me centered. So that's how I work with things. But the 3 cards I pulled was 30, which if you take numerology is a 3. This one is 36, so that comes to a 9. And that one is 23, which comes to a 5. Now, one of the things I would do, but I left the angel book in the other room, is I would look up those 3 numbers and see what messages I got, And if I wanted to, I could take the 3 and the 9 and the 5 and find that number and see what that gave me. But on this, did I bring out my glass? Oh, yeah, they are. When you get old, you got to be able to see what you're reading. Even though these are bifocals, but I can't stand the glare in the glasses. That's why I take them off, because I don't really need it for doing the computer work. Now 30 is expansion. The expansion card is about your connection to large groups of people, whether it is to offer yourself in service through community events, volunteer work, workshops, or healing groups, speaking or publishing your writings. It's about sharing your gifts, talents in ways that serve many and on a more public scale. I mean, I never thought I'd be doing a YouTube channel, but God had other ideas. How good I am at it, I don't know. But it's not my call. It's his. And I never know half the time what he's going to have me, because he has not given me anything to prepare with. And it's like, okay, I'm flying by the seat of my pants. Okay, and let me see, public scale. In doing so, your energy reaches far and wide, having a meaningful and powerful effect on all those whose lives you touch. Now, in the time to really put yourself out there, so take a deep breath, trust the process, and open wide, which is pretty much what I'm doing. As I said, flying by the seat of my pants, which is sometimes fun to do. When you're in stuck in one thing all the time, life gets real boring. So you kind of have to throw things up and see what sticks and go with the flow. Okay, 36. That says self-talk. I don't know if you can see that, but that's a mouth. You can see the teeth, but it looks weird. I'm not a person that likes reds, so 2 of these cards are red. It's like, yeah, okay. This is a high energy card and is directly related to how you are treating yourself. Note how the teeth inside the mouth point inward in the image. Your guides are telling you that it's time to work on being kinder to yourself. It's important that you become aware of yourself in self judgments and inner dialogue. It is time to start consciously talking to yourself as if you were your best friend, using kindness and compassion. You do this for others, now do it for yourself. So many people, I've heard them talk and they put themselves down all the time. Don't do that. I used to do that. You can grow out of it, because of the fact that your every word you think and every word you say, that is a vibration and your body absorbs it. So keep it positive and keep it uplifting. That's how you deal with shit. Sorry. Whatever. Don't know if I'll get pinged for that little word. 23. See, another red card. I'm just not a red card person. I don't like red. And of course, red is your root chakra. So that's where I have a lot of problems with, which we're working on. I'm trying to put more red in my home. That's why I painted this picture. That's why I painted this picture. It's white. I did white on one side, black on the other, and in the middle, I drizzled red and I drizzled, I think, yellow, and it looks more green, which would be your heart colors. So that's one of the, I'm getting back into doing a lot of the painting. I'll be doing it outside though, in the she shed. Thankfully I have a she shed but I'm in the process of cleaning that out because come winter, everything goes in my she shed and it's a filthy mess by the time I get into it. Okay. Anyhow, 23 is intimacy. The rose is this universal symbol of human love. And I was just saying, spread love, not fear. This card has appeared because this is an important energy for you right now. There are two energy spirals moving into the center of the rose, which represent two people energetically coming together. If you are not in a relationship, then this card shows a new relationship on the horizon. If you are in a relationship, then this card is asking you to focus your energy there. Rekindle the romance and the passion. Embrace the energy of love or lovers. Open to the intimacy and allow yourself to be vulnerable with your partner. Now, before I got started and stuff, I did do a prayer for protection. I always call in Archangel Michael, and I ask for protection. I ask God to keep everybody protected in this channel, and whoever is listening to it at the time. I will also post later. I did a garden video outside. Green beans are growing great. Lettuce and my herbs are all growing great. My strawberries are kicking butt. My cucumbers that were this big last week are this big this week. So we got a lot of rain this week and it really helped the garden. So what I do is I'm going to be canning fruits and vegetables. Well, I'll be canning fruits and freezing vegetables. That's how I usually do it. But if you're doing a garden and you have more than what you need, if you have a food pantry or a Meals on Wheels around you, donate the extra to them. So many people right now with Medicaid cuts, SNAP cuts, I know seniors are really hurting because of that. Look out for your neighbors. That's one of the things God put us here to do. We are to be of service to others. That's your main purpose here. Not to see how much money you can make, not to see, you know, you drive the best car and you drive this and you drive that. That's not what it's all about. We are here this time around because I mean, I've been here so many damn times. I know this is my last lifetime here. And it's like I get to work on the other side after this life, which will be heavenly for me. Because I always say, here is living hell, but because I don't believe in a hell. Um, so, but that's my point of view, you know, and that's another thing. When you listen to my channel, take what you need, leave the rest. If something doesn't resonate with you, don't listen to it. But also, if people are doing chat, don't, I want to keep the chat positive. I want people to be happy in the chat. You know, you can intermix with people, just keep it positive, you know. So that's just, and please like the channel and subscribe to the channel. You know, I mean, I'm new to this and I'm trying to get an audience because that's what God wants me to do at this present time. He seems to think what I have to say is important. So, did I ever think what I was saying was important? Not really. But God does seem to think so. So, that's why I became an ordained minister, was not to be preachy. I'm not affiliated with a church. Although I do go to the Lutheran church, I have a pastor there. And I was studying to be the deacon, but that wasn't, that really, I didn't feel that was my calling. I like to do one-on-one with people. That's why I do Reiki. I love that work, and that helps a lot of my clients. I did take a little bit of a break during COVID. And then last year I had to take a break because of how sick I got. So, but it wasn't anything I personally was doing. It was what doctors were doing was making me sick. So please be your own healthcare advocate. You know, it's important. And maybe the next, I don't know if I'm going to continue to have problems with the other computer. I may have to start doing things out here more. So I'm going to have to see if I can get better lighting going. I did take the top part of the desk off because felt like I was in a tunnel, and I hated that. So now I have put my family photos behind me and in front of me. I've got my parents, my grandparents, my aunt, my uncle, my daughter-in-law, and my son, my other grandparents, my parents, my sister, and my nephew, and my niece and her son. So it's this is my little corner for now until I figure out what's going on with the other computer, why it's not letting me. Because this is the second time I've tried to do a video in my office, my Reiki room, and it has not let me. The computer has just froze up as I hit go live. And it's like, okay, what's going on? So if I may have to use this room, we are going to be changing the wall color. I hate brown. And that's what these wall colors are, is brown. This house, when we bought it in 2019, they just seemed to put every room with a brown or a tan. And it was like, okay, I know people, real estaters, they say, well, make your home more neutral. Well, frankly, that's the most boring thing to do. Upstairs in the living room, I took the living room from brown to a very soft gold because I like, as you can see, I like colors. And I like pastel colors mostly. I'm not a dark, moody person. That does not that doesn't work with my energy. That puts me in a depression. So that's another thing. If you feel that you're stressed out, move furniture around, paint your house. Those are two ways of lifting your vibration and lifting your energy and clearing your mind. Put some music on. I mean, right now I've got the kitchen and it's not quite this color green, it's a little bit lighter. Um, so it's, but what I did was the bottom part of the wall, because we do have wainscoting in the house, not all of the house, but I got a wallpaper that looks like wainscoting, white wainscoting. So I did the bottom part. We are painting the chair rail white, and we did this type of a green on the top part. I ordered 2 kitchen cupboards, uppers, because the house was built in 1955, same year I was born, and the same year the boyfriend was born. So this is our little 1955 little ranch. But I prefer, and so does he. We both rented. I've been renting for, I got a divorce in 97. Got married in 79. He got married in the 80s and he got a divorce probably about 10 years ago, I guess now. So we were both living with white walls or cream walls. And it's like, when you rent, that's all you can do. You're not allowed to paint. Although, thankfully, my last apartment, I was able to paint. So I went with a nice yellow kitchen because I like, color, just not bright colors or dark colors. My bedroom is an aqua. Find colors that make you happy. Look in your, here's a place, look in your closet, see what color clothing you have. I know this is off subject, but it's what God's feeding me. So it's like, okay, um, check and see what color clothing you have, because those will be the colors that you're drawn to. Do your walls in that color. You know, if you've got a very soft blue, go with blue. I mean, some people, I just don't like dark colors. Other people do. So if you're drawn to dark colors, do dark colors. I'm not a black and white person. I do not, although my shirt's got black and white in it. Um, I don't like white walls and I don't like black walls. My, I've got to change the hardware in the kitchen upstairs after I get everything done. And I'm not going with black hardware, even though it looks more modern. My sink faucet is brushed nickel. So I'm going to go with brushed nickel because they've got these stupid looking leaves and they're gold and with a little bit of, I don't know, distressed or something. And both of us hate them. So those are coming off. We're going to get handles and knobs in the brush nickel, and we'll go from there. Also, the new cupboards we have to paint those because I got those in unfinished. But for the size I wanted, $113 each, that's dirt cheap. So instead of a complete remodel in my kitchen, I'm doing a refresh. And between the paint, the wallpaper, and the cupboards, and I got peel and stick tiles for backsplash, it's costing me under $500 to do this. And it looks 100% better. So, you don't need, you can be on a shoestring budget and still get stuff done if you want to get it done. So never limit yourself, you know. I know, like gardening and stuff, I know my flower bed outside really needs help. But every time I let the boyfriend go into it, he pulls my flowers out and not the weeds. So that, kind of infuriates me. But that's why I put a fence up and I went, you keep your ass out, because he'll go, it's a weed. And I'll go, it's got a name around it. It's a flower. So that's just me, my little quirks. But stress, we all have it. We all go through it, deep breathing, meditation, essential oils will help. Crystals will help. I mean, I left them in the other room, but I have a big container and they're all crystals in there. There's probably 125 in there. Because every time I'd go shopping to the couple of spiritual stores, or if I would go to a couple of the psychic fairs, I'd pick up more. So, but I've been doing this stuff since 1980s, and we're now in 2025. So, I do what makes you happy, really do what makes you happy. And I've been on for 35 minutes. So I'm going to say, see ya later. Peace out. And spread love and light. Okay. You guys all have a great day. And I will catch you later. Bye.